Oh, my name is Mohamadousumareh, as you all know. I'm from Gambia, the Gambia. Well, I didn't decide to come here. My dad is a businessman, so he travels a lot to Asia, China, Malaysia to get his container and stuff. But he lives in America, so he's often in China, Malaysia, not in Gambia, because it's so far. So he was like, why not bring the whole family to Malaysia? So it's easier. It's easier whenever I come down to Asia to clear my goods. I could just, it's a lot easier. So that's how he brought the whole family, my sisters, my mom, me, my younger brother. So I went high school here at the age of 13. I came when I was 13. And my sisters, they're all married. Now they're back home. So they all went uni here. They were done. They went back home. So I'm here. Like, the reason he came is because of business-wise. But then he loved it. And then we decided to stay. It wasn't easy. It wasn't easy because my dad is, like I said, he's more of school, He wanted all his kids to have this degree because he didn't get to have it, but he did well, so he promised himself that all his children should have degree. And then me, I'm not the smartest when it comes to school. So, but I tried. I had my O-levels. I started doing my diploma, but then I was at that age where I had to decide to become a professional or to just go with school, just to give up in my dreams. And it was a tough decision though. I spoke to my dad one-on-one, like, I want to play football. But he said no. He said no chance, no way. Do you have a plan B? Well, it was funny that I didn't have plan B or plan C. My plan A was just to make it in football. So yeah, one day I just decided to run away from the house. Yeah, midnight, they were all sleeping. Like midnight, they were all sleeping, and then I just packed my stuff, sneaked out, and took off. Because there was no way. Football agents came to the house telling my dad, oh, your son is really good. He could really make it. Like, we've seen talent, he's good. But he never saw me play. He doesn't have time, he's busy, he's a businessman. He was like, no chance. He chased them out of the house, so I didn't see it going anywhere. Convincing him, it's not a way out. So I was like, I have to do it my way. It was a tough decision, but I had to do it. So they were all sleeping midnight. I made up my mind. I sneaked out, took my bag, take off, broke my SIM card. They couldn't reach me. They didn't know where I was. I was in a friend's house, from a friend's house to another. So yeah, from then, that's when I started going on about football, taking it serious. To reach me, only my younger brother knew where I was. But the rest, because you know how moms are with their sons. If she starts crying, and I would get all emotional, and then I would maybe come back, and my dad was pressuring her so much, your son, so she couldn't get through me. None of them could get through me until I made it. That's what I promised myself. It took me like almost 2 years, because then it wasn't easy, because my family they weren't taking care of me, so now I have to take care of myself. And then my younger brother was the one, he gets his allowance from my parents for him. So can you imagine, he was supporting me through that little allowance he had? Because, I had nothing. I couldn't call my mom or my dad. I'm trying to prove them a point that I can make it. So I was out there on my own, trying to make it, going to football trials from one to another. It wasn't easy. Then I was very little. I just finished high school. So wherever I go for football trials, they just see my size. They're like, is this a joke? Why would you bring this little boy, to come? Like, they wanted big size players, professionals. I wasn't a professional yet. I just came from high school, and then I had no experience. So they didn't give me the chance to play, like, to show what I had. And then this one day, the agent was really frustrated. He brought me to a team called PDRM. Well, I just take a look at this kid. I know football players. I see him. I said he's good enough. That's why I brought him to you. They rejected me twice not to see me play. And the last time they let me play is because the coach was tired of seeing my face. So he was like, you know what? Just put him for 15 minutes. Just 15 minutes. I just give him 15 minutes. What can you do in 15 minutes? He just wanted to get rid of me. And then that 15 minutes I came in, turned to 45 minutes. I played the whole first half. And then I got to score a goal, played well. And then he was like, oh, do you want to come back in second? I was like, no, I have a stomach pain. I didn't want him to see too much of me. I want him to call me again so they'll see more of me the next day. And they called me again. I played really well. And they gave me like a 4 years contract. That was my first professional contract. When I moved to Pahang, one of the best teams in Malaysia, because before I was playing for good teams but not so good. So Pahang was one of the teams with the biggest fans, and then they put so much in football, and it's well known. And then it's like when I got there, I mean, I got to prove myself, and then I became noticed. People started noticing me. The fans, the Malaysians started noticing me, and then I put in a good performance. And then from then, I got the passport to become the first naturalized player. And then, well, when I started playing for the national team, then everything became like, you know, everywhere I go, the first naturalized black player, like everything became, I was like, well, I think I've reached a point of my target, but it's never enough. You always have to keep aiming higher. Yeah, at first I thought I could keep both, you know, but they were like, nah, they only want dual citizenship here, like you have to give up one. But then I was like, well, since I left Gambia, I've never gone back here. My family's here, all my friends are here, and then it's like home to me, you know. And then, well, they develop my football. They make me, honestly, to be fair, I have to choose Malaysia over Gambia because everything I am today is because of being in this country. So that's, well, it was a tough one, but I think I did the right decision. Funny enough, they were supportive. They liked me a lot. Like they welcomed me with open hands. Even all the top people in the government welcomed me, took me like one of them, and then we did well. Went to the finals in the Suzuki Cup. Like they didn't criticize me, and my teammates were amazing. They welcomed me nicely. They didn't see me as a foreigner or whatever. So I appreciate that. That's me being honest. I was nervous. I was like, they're gonna be some racism, or they're gonna not accept me. I'm gonna be by myself. But it wasn't like that. I was like one of them already. Like I'm the only black player there, but it doesn't matter. Yeah. When we came in at first, there was not so much blacks here, so we're only the few. So they were not used to it like now, and now they see a lot of blacks, so now they're open to it. But before, they were not really. Like you walk up to the lift, and then they see you coming in, they just, you know, close it so fast. I mean, that happened countless times. And then in the mall, they keep looking at our family like that, you know, looking at us, staring at us like they've never seen a black person before. Yeah, but now I see it's different. Now they've seen a lot of black people coming in, so yeah. But not so bad. I've not been called the N-word or something. No, I've not, because I was in an international school and they're mostly exposed the different kind of race. So this is how we started. The prince of Pahang, Tangkumuda, he's the prince of he's a royalty. He's a royalty. So one day he just called me. He asked me like, how long you been here? I was like, 13 years. I grew up here. He was like, do you want the passport? I thought it was a joke. I was like, yeah. That's how I thought it was a joke. He was like, okay. Next thing, they're asking for my documents and my stuff, you know. He felt like I deserve, you know, I've been here so long, like it's already a home to me, like why not, you know, be a citizen? He was like, okay. I mean, he's a man of few words, you know. He just said, okay, next thing. They started processing everything, like, well, obviously there are some people up there that were against it, but somehow I got a lot of support from the fans, and a lot of support from a lot of people that loved me, and then they made it happen. If you do the right thing here for the right cause, because now that I'm a citizen, I'm playing for the national team, giving something back. Yeah, so like I said, there are good ones and there are bad ones. So if you have anything you could offer the country, and you've been here long enough, and then you have all the, I mean, you have the rights to be a national, like a naturalized player or citizen or whatever. I mean, I don't think they discriminate. And with the new government right now, he's open to all this, you know. I've been playing in the league for so long, and then they've known me, they've seen me for long, and then I think they felt like they wanted changes in the national team, and then starting with me. So it was something exciting, something new, something that I've never been in Malaysia ever before. So the fans and the people of Malaysia wanted to see something new, something different. So I don't think I'm exceptional, I just think that people want to see something different for the first time. I don't know, it feels good, honestly, it feels good, like, you know, that means I've opened the door for the others, so, yeah. it's not a one-time thing. It's a process. So, but now they're getting to the right path, because I'm the first naturalized player, and now they're putting so much money in the football. They're bringing in quality foreign players in the league, so the local boys are learning from the foreigners. So now, and then few of the Malay boys are going outside to play as well, exposure-wise. So now, step by step, because you could see the difference from before and now. Now there's a lot of difference. There's a lot of progress. Bro, it's not a one-day thing. It's time. It takes time. But right now they're in the right path. I believe that. So I'm the first naturalized player. Maybe there will be 2, 3, 4 more with the good local players. Most likely we could make something happen. Increase the teams in the FIFA World Cup right now. So I cannot say, I mean, it's not possible, but it's going to be very, very hard. If we want this, we have to work like 10 times harder than we ever before, you know. But it will be hard, but it's not impossible, but very, very hard, because we're still a new team. We're still getting there, you know. So we have to compete with all these big countries like Japan. They've been in the system for long. They've been doing well. They have, you know. It will be hard, very hard, but nothing is impossible. I believe so. Oh, my long-term plans, I have maybe 8 years to play. After that, well, obviously everyone gets some investment. Yeah, like back home, I have some things I'm working on. So once I retire, I have something, you know, something to fall back on that could take me till when I have kids. I mean, I could, you know, and then I want to have my own agency, because I love football so much, so I want to be part of football. Because even right now that I'm playing, coaches call me and ask me for players, but then I can't do agent work and play football at the same time. So I sort of push them to other agents. So once I'm done, I want to be like I want to have my own football agency, getting players from Africa, wherever. Because now that I know the right people and I have the connection. So I'll be a football agent, Africa, Gambia, Cameroon, wherever. Get young talents, really young talents, bring them here. I mean, I'm sure what they're earning back home is, you know, almost nothing, and they're really, really good African players back home. Trust me, very good. That was my dream at first, but right now that everything is working for me here now, I'm still dreaming it. If it comes along the way, I'll go for it. I like new challenges, so maybe at least have a season or 2 outside Malaysia. I wouldn't mind that, but then I still have a little time, I think. If it happens, then I'll go for it. If it doesn't, I'm happy right here where I am. They call me Sadio Mane, the Liverpool player. You know, Liverpool player. I don't know if they think I look like him or whatever, or I play like him, but that's how most of the Malay fans refer me to as. It came from the Pahang fans, my own fans, because they're like, when I get the ball, you know catfish, how slippery it is? So when I get the ball, when the defenders come to me, the way I pass through them is like catfish, so they just say Kelly boy. They just call me Kelly boy. I mean, work is work. When it comes to my football, I give all, but when it comes to my friend, I give them all my time. My family, I do as well, because I get mostly weekend off, and then I live 2 hours away from KL, so my parents live in Fombang. So whenever I have the weekend off, I go down to visit them, have some good food, family time, bond with my family, and I try to have the night time with my friends sometimes, go out with them and hang out. But then my friends are mostly my teammates, because they're the ones I see every day. So I mean, hard work, and then like Africans, you see how when they want something, how they go for it, they're hungry. They'll do everything, they'll do anything to have it, like, because where they come, Africa, where we come from, you know, it's not as easy, you know. So once they get this opportunity, the way they go for it, they give their all. So Malaysia, well, they're not in the bad situation, they're fine, so they're not as hungry as us, so they don't go for it as much. So if they really want it and have the attitude, I mean, because they have the technique, they're good players, they could do it, but they're just not hungry enough. What I've seen in Africa, like corruption, we know that corruption is too much, it's crazy. But in Malaysia, I've been in the national team, everything is organized, they take care of the players, everything is just in the right place, everything is just amazing. But in Africa, sometimes you have to pay to be in a national team. Malaysia, your performance gets you to the national team. How well you're doing for your club. No money can buy you, nothing. No favors as well. But Africa, we need to stop that. There are a lot of talents out there, but then because of favors, they never bring them to the national team. Like, it's just money. I mean, you have money, you play. I mean, if that changes in Africa, I mean, we could go far. I interact fine with them. I mean, they all, when I became the first naturalized player, they all started watching Malaysian. Whenever Malaysia is playing, they all keep watching, When I walk to the Africa community where they are, like with friends, they're like, oh, you're the guy that plays for the Malaysia. Oh, we all support you. Because of you, we watch Malaysia. So Malaysia have more African fans right now because they've naturalized one of them, and they're really happy about it. Most of them are giving me full support out there. I don't even know. I mean, they give me amazing, beautiful support. Well, I have, like, when I was a kid, the team, like a fun team, just for fun, I call SS15. There are young talents there, like me, that I started from there as well. I was playing for fun. So I go there once in a while, play with them, encourage them, give them football boots, balls. And the most important thing is advice, how I started off and how I made it. So anyone in that field, if I could come out of there and make it, well, any of you could. It's just how much you want it. I sacrifice a lot without a plan B, and so if you want it, you can. So I give them that advice, and if they need football boots, equipment, anything I can do, it's like a home to me, so I do as much as I can. I mean, I don't judge anyone, but then I know it's hard back home. It's very hard. I see videos, it's hard everywhere, but then that's not good enough reason to come and then do all this kind of stuff. And the good ones right now, the ones suffering all this are the good ones that have nothing to do with this. Like, I mean, that's not the right way. They're not doing the right thing. I know it's really, really hard, but there are a lot of things you can do. There are a lot of people that I know that came here with nothing, and they're doing legit stuff, and right now they're fine. I mean, for him, for example, he's doing okay, he's African. You're doing okay, your husband is doing okay. I mean, they could be doing other things, but they didn't. They know what they wanted. So it's not an excuse that you're suffering back home, there's nothing back home. You could be doing this, like, it's really bad, and they're really tarnishing the good ones. The good ones are really suffering it. If you're good enough, you don't need to come from a professional team. They can sign anyone. Now there's Division 3, Division 2, Division 1. So now it's open for everyone. Now I have few friends that came here, like you said, they were deceived. Now 2 of them are playing for PDRM Division 3. So right now is the best time. Now it's open for everyone. You don't have to be a professional to play here. You can come from anywhere.